people start at the beginning of any new year with good intentions, New Year's resolutions, maybe routines, systems, motivational things. The Department of Work and Pensions has started the new year with a massive message to all benefit claimants, which is this. At the end of January 2026, there is going to be a DWP fraud crackdown. In this video, I'm going to be telling you who is going to be the most effective, who are the people they're really targeting, and 3, how you can protect yourself the best way possible from false allegations and data when they just get it wrong. Now, remarkably enough, it is not the disabled that are being targeted uniquely in this particular case. Instead, it is people who are living together, it is people who are self-employed, and it is people who have capital and savings who may not be declaring it all properly because maybe they just don't know, or maybe they have something to hide. Now, what's really interesting in DWP's approach here is that they're going to be trying these things to try and connect with people like you guys and make sure that you know what's going on. So the first one is on-demand video. They're going to be informing you of on-demand video about these fraud challenges, digital display, paid search and social, so running social media ads, and out of home advertising. That could literally be anything and everything, so DWP. But these are the things that taxpayers' money is going to be invested in to tell you about fraud at DWP and what's going to happen if you do not declare the things you should be declaring. Now, just call me Miss Pessimistic or the bearer of bad news. I would simply say, why spend taxpayers' money on doing all of this when you could literally just train your staff a hell of a lot better? Might be a good place to start. Anyway, DWP have stated that they simply want to increase awareness of reporting changes and to increase understanding of what must be reported. Isn't this a job of a work coach? Let me know in the comments what you think about this. I most definitely think it is a job of a work coach. Now we're going to get to the nitty gritty about the bank statements, because top of the list is about changes of circumstances with living together, or people who claim to be living separately but are in effect living together. So in order to kind of find out a little bit more about that, not only are they asking for your bank statements and asking you to report on other people, as they have asked some of you apparently according to the comments you've left on the Fear Bill videos, but things like when someone stays regularly, when you have an increase of bills, food bills, energy bills, things that just don't make sense, and or when bills or addresses are just unclear. And this is particularly going to overreach into people that have an element of self-employment as well, because HMRC are going to be clocking into that system. Now, for me and obviously the supporters and subscribers of the Justice Journals, is all about the issue itself. The issue is how situations are interpreted, so the perceptions of those that work behind the desk at organisations like DWP. When people are unsure of situations and or they've been told one thing by one person, then told something by the other, and then they kind of fall in the middle where they've committed fraud, but they haven't done it intentionally or knowingly. So if you have a question about any of the things I'm talking about in this video, just drop it in the comments and I will pull up your comment and hopefully give you an answer over it. So the next group are the self-employed. I feel sorry for so many people that are self-employed on universal credit, because when I used to work for the job centre, a number of people that were assessing self-employed claims, and I've had to correct a lot of self-employed claims when I used to work there, are being managed by people that have had half a day of PowerPoint training on what self-employment is. Most people don't even know what it is. And when you have the Fear Bill juxtaposed like next to that, this is where things can go very, very pear-shaped. So my advice to you is, if you are self-employed and you are on universal credit, keep very clear, written, accurate records. The things in particular they are going to be flagging for in this new fraud crackdown is fluctuating income, timing differences. So when money is received versus when money is earned. Don't try playing the system, quite simply. If you earn your money in January, declare it in January. Expenses, misunderstandings. Now, there is a difference between what you can declare and what you can claim back with HMRC sometimes compared to that on universal credit. Be very clear about what you can do in either and both of those scenarios. And bank statements being used without explanation. Now, this is kind of like a double passageway at this point, because lots of you are saying to me, Ali, I'm being asked for bank statements and I don't agree with it. And you do have to be compliant, but there is a safer way of doing it rather than flat out denial. So if that is you, make sure you have got the data review toolkit, which is available here, linked somewhere on this video or underneath. This will take you through all the different things that DWP can and cannot request, letters, letter templates that you can have to help assert yourself a lot better whilst still being compliant, and my special insider guide review. And then of course we have the last one, which is capital and savings. Know that with DWP, claiming that you didn't know is not going to be your get out of jail free card, guys. So know this: if you're in universal credit, anything over £6,000, you need is going to, well, you're going to be losing potentially, depends on household income, 55p in every pound. Once you get to £16,000, you lose all entitlement to universal credit. There are certain things you can do with trust funds and other things, so you need to know. Okay, so capital and savings thresholds, very, very important. Know what is your threshold for your unique household income circumstance. It's not the same for everyone. Temporary balances. So these are when your balance can change quite a lot from being capital to being savings to being potentially a running cost. So know those. One-off payments of a largish amount of money when you're on universal credit is always going to be a red flag. If you have that, make sure you can explain it. Otherwise, it's going to look a little bit dodge. And the next one is transfers between accounts. And I know some of you have been saying to me, if I put the money in another account, they're not going to know. Yes, they will. And if you need a little bit kind of more enlightenment about that, make sure you go and get the anti-fear banking surveillance toolkit. This explains exactly what organizations can see from certain systems, letters when it comes to making sure you're staying compliant whilst still ensuring data protection and GDPR, and a few other things as well. It's all in there. It's going to be linked somewhere on this video underneath, so go grab that. And now I'm going to be giving you all my very, very kind of semi-famous SOS checklist. If this video has hit you in any way whatsoever, please make sure you share it out, like it, subscribe, and hit the notifications bell, because some of you haven't been doing that recently. And I know that because after hitting 1 million views in December alone, massive thank you for that, I started looking a little bit more at the YouTube analytics, and this is what I learned. This little playlist here, which is all about disability in employment, tribunals, disability in the job centre, disability if you're claiming universal credit, has been quite unbelievably not very well watched, which is going to be the first time ever on this channel. And all I'm going to say to you is education is the key to success. If you do not watch videos like this, you are not going to know how to challenge and how to respond to questions and situations and circumstances that you are just not happy to be in. I've done the videos, I've helped you out, go watch them. Okay, here is my little SOS, little mini toolkit when you're dealing with DWP. Number 1, keep clear records and make sure those records are always in writing, and make sure any changes that you make are also done in writing. I know it's so easy to pick up the phone, but then you have no record of what you've actually said, so make sure you do it in writing. Don't rely on assumptions. That is the biggest way to have bias exercised against you or used against you. So always ask people to be fundamentally clear, and keep copies of all submissions that you make. Anything that you state to the Department of Work and Pensions, make sure you keep a copy of it, and make sure that copy is done in writing. If you're going to record, make sure you use something like Google Docs, get a transcription of that recording, date it, time it, email it back to yourself, keep a copy. Copy. And finally, understand how your circumstances could be interpreted. So you have to do the 360 around this. And if you want any extra insight into this inside my Insiders membership over at thejusticejournals.com, you get a whole load of tutorials, tools, resources, and of course you get the software that I created, Justice Writer Pro. This is a software that I created that helped me win 2 cases against the Department of Work and Pensions. Think of it like your own little mini system, because like they have their system and they make sure damn sure you're locked out of it when it comes to advocating for yourself. So make sure that you have yours too. Now, Justice Writer Pro is available inside of the Insiders membership. But if you think, no, I don't need the tutorials, I don't need the other resources, then you can actually access Justice Writer Pro directly from justicewriterpro.com. Again, I'm going to leave all the links down below. And before I sign off for today, I want to say to Gillian R, who said, "Good morning, Alison. Just wanted to say thank you. I ordered my health journal. Look how gorgeous and lovely and thick this is, guys. It's so easy to read. It's clear. It's uncomplicated, most of all. And it will make life better organised for me. And most importantly, you can use this. It has got the PIP plan included. Part of the PIP plan is simply by documenting it in a way that you need to be doing. And if you do not know what the PIP descriptors are and you do not know the points behind them, I'm also going to link that down below, because we have a whole page of that over on thejusticejournals.com. Hit me up in the comments with your questions. I'm so pleased that my videos are helping you all. I love you all, and have a brilliant 2026. Let's make it better for everyone, shall we? Have a great day. Goodbye.